Hey there, Ashes to Ruby's family. Jon and Eyob here, and today we're going to talk about mistakes.
Oh.
Mistakes!
Big, small.
In between.
But I heard, Jon, that you made a big mistake.
I made an error in judgment, and that's what a mistake is. An action or a judgment misguided or wrong. So on the weekend, we were watching a little movie time. There was popcorn being popped, and me and my son wanted to rip out to the corner store and get those little ice creams. So, like the little single serve, they might be a double serve, but we call them single serves. So I bought one for each of us. We eat our ice cream, and my wife doesn't really eat hers. She has a couple little spoonfuls, puts it back in the fridge. On Tuesday night, I found myself alone in the house. Quiet time, hockey game on the computer, after dinner, beautiful steak dinner, vegetable salad, eating correctly. And I remembered that there might be ice cream in the fridge. So I go see, I open the fridge and there's single serving ice cream. Not a flavor that I would pick, but it's cold, a little bit of sweet. There's some chocolate chunks in it. And so I take a spoonful. She'll never know. I go sit down on the couch, a half hour later, I'm like, I'm going to commit to the rest of this mistake. And so I went back to the kitchen, ate the rest of this container. I saved her that much in the bottom, obviously. And then I put a little sticker, a little Post-it note that said, "I'm sorry," with a little. So then family gets back. I'm sitting on the couch. I feel like the heat's coming on. It's springtime. I'm starting to sweat. I'm thinking, like, am I getting a flu right now? Am I viral? I'm actually sweating. I'm talking to my son. We're talking about the game. I'm taking off my sweater. He kind of like makes fun of me. He's like, "What are you, old man, hot flashes?" I'm like, "It's so hot in here." And then I go upstairs. I'm talking to my wife. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm talking while I'm brushing my teeth. I'm like getting into bed. I admit my wrongs, my temptation. And she says, "Oh, that explains everything." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, that was a certain flavor called coffee, buzz, buzz, buzz. I think there's 3 buzzes." And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't a flavor that I would pick. Like, it was like mocha with chocolate chunks and granulars. I find out that granulars were actually like ground coffee. I'm eating coffee at like 8:30 at night.
Jon.
And I'm on Lent, so I'm not drinking coffee, so I have no immune system to caffeine. I look it up. There's 150 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh,
I
no.
couldn't even shut my eyes. My face was so red. I woke up and I felt like I was like this all night. Yeah, big mistake. Big mistake. You make any mistakes?
I traditionally don't, but I do recall
Traditionally.
this one time.
I like how your wife's not here. I traditionally don't make mistakes. Yeah.
Generally, I'm perfect. But there was this one time early in my marriage when I was trying to, tell her she didn't marry some cold-hearted African without emotion. So I wanted to cook for her. So I went and got all the ingredients, got myself a nice trout, I still remember, and went on YouTube, got the recipe, and cooked up this meal. Then I served it to her. And as she started eating, she goes, "What is wrong with this fish?" I'm like, "I don't know, nothing." She goes, "It smells like plastic."
Oh, no.
I'm like, "Oh." And then she goes, "Oh my Lord, you cooked it with the plastic."
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, so I cooked it with the wrapping. Almost
could've
killed
killed your
I
wife.
could have killed my wife. So that was a big mistake.
So why are we talking about mistakes? Well, the kombucha brewmaster made a grave error just the other day. So I was creating our kombucha. It's 600 liters blueberry, and I'm trying to get the balance right. And my mouth is reading one thing, but the equipment's reading the other thing. I say my equipment's never wrong. I could be wrong. The equipment's never wrong. Running a rehab center for 10 years, I know the P-test is never wrong. So it's like I'm trusting my equipment and I'm putting more starter tea. So I'm making it more acidic and more acidic. And I'm like, it's still not balanced right. I have my taste tester, Rob, he tastes it and he's like, "Oh yeah, like that's, it seems very acidic." And I like, it does, but maybe it's just gonna like be okay in the morning. So we have a bottling crew coming in the morning. I get everything ready for, like 9 o'clock in the morning. We got like 6, 7, 8 people coming to bottle 600 liters. 600 liters. It's a lot. And so I have my first sample of it and I'm like, oh, that just hit different. It's very acidic. And I'm like, I'm not really getting the blueberry. I'm not getting the rose petal. I'm not getting all the beautiful things that's in that. And I'm like, so then the bottlers are starting to come. And then you're here. My wife's here. And so now what am I doing? I'm getting you to sample it. I'm trying to, what was it? I'm getting external validation to see if this mistake could actually not be a mistake. So when we make mistakes, this was the tendency. It all played out in a script. I tried to minimize it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, it's not that bad. I tried to go into fixing mode, right? Remember, I was trying to like add more sugar so that it would balance the pH levels. Yeah. And it's like, I'm trying to fix this 600 liter mistake. And then I was willing to go against the values. Like, the flavor's off, but I think it'll be okay because I don't want to be at fault. Mm-hmm. I don't want to own this mistake. Yeah. And then I said I was sorry. I came to the admission that there's a big cost. There's going to be a cost to not doing this. Mm-hmm. The cost on your time, the people's time that came, the cost of the actual kombucha and all of that. Yeah. Like that alone, 1,500 bottles. But it's just better not to bottle them and just get rid of it. So how did I fix that mistake? What was the first one?
Accepting.
Admitting. I had to admit it. I had to tap out, right? Remember, I kind of conceded. I was like, I saw the weight of this mistake. And I was like, I called a couple of people that hadn't arrived yet. And I said, okay, bottling day is canceled. Yeah. I admitted it. I looked at my mistake, however it happened. I kind of blamed the equipment. Yeah. I second guessed my own thinking. And then it was like, I just need to let this go. Yeah. And so I had analyzed it. I looked at all of it from different angles and I looked at the cost. And I just said, let it go. I'm not going to continue this mistake. I'm just going to let it go. I believe that when I analyze it, we have to look at the harms that it's done to people. So I apologized. I compensated people that came with a little bit of extra free kombucha and that kind of stuff. I do believe that I owe my wife a coffee, buzz ice cream container. A sorry doesn't cut it, right? No, sorry actually doesn't amend it. No. Doesn't, that's just trying to minimize how people feel about my mistake. So when we go into owning our mistakes, analyzing them, counting the cost, I have to go into writing them. Writing them, not writing them down, but writing them, amending them. And so what's the aftermath of mistakes? You were giving us some examples.
Well, the fact that is that you have great stories.
We have great stories.
And that's sometimes, we often talk about that. Our messes become our messages. Yeah. So the fact is that our mistakes actually are a learning moment. And so you guys are the beneficiaries of Jon's mistakes.
Joe's mistakes. Yeah, mistakes aren't going to kill you, but defending them will.
Yeah, that's well said.
And yes. We have a little fridge magnet, and it says, always make new mistakes. My sister-in-law wrote milkshakes and taped it over mistakes. Always make new milkshakes. And so I believe in mistakes. If we can learn from them, they're great stories, they're great lessons. And let's always make new milkshakes. And let the mistakes go. Let it not define us. Let us not defend them. Let us just learn from them and let them go and have a good time.
I love it.
I love it.
So go make some mistakes.
Yeah, go make new milkshakes.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.